Ow! What's up, everybody? This is Philly. Let me sit you up here real quick. Put myself in. There we go. Welcome back to a whole new Hot Shots. This is episode 13, and I got somebody special for today. Hope you guys had a great weekend, and let's get this show started.
Hot shot. A person or persons whose one sole definition in life is to unapologetically collect what you love and love what you collect. Collect by sharing your passion with others in ways such as toy photography, videos, opinions, streams, unboxing videos, collection tours, group chats, and conventions. Let's effing go.
Hot shot, big fraternity man.
Hey, Hot Shot, how you doing?
Well, I'm not through talking yet, Hot Shot.
Hey, here's a hot shot toward the hole.
Pop quiz, Hot Shot.
That's no battle, Hot Shot.
Play cool, Hot Shot.
Just a big time Hot Shot.
You ready for this, Hot Shot?
You guys are fighting over who's gonna be the next Hot Shot, huh? Is that what's happening? Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I heard you, Hot Shot.
What?
I said, Hot Shot.
Love it, love it. Hopefully, we had a great weekend. It's cooling down a little bit, but it's still warm over here in the West Coast, and hopefully, we get that fall coming in. I'm looking definitely forward to fall. I know we got Labor Day weekend coming up soon, and it's going to be a good one. I don't know if you guys have anything special, but I will be having next weekend Justin's Collectibles. Really nice guy. Got to know him at San Diego Comic Con this past a couple months ago. And really cool guy, and we share the same hobby. We have the same love for the hobby. We like to tinker. He's a tinkerer too. I'm sure you guys seen the how to build a figure, and not to mention, like, he just loves every IP that I love too. So we're looking forward to chatting with him next weekend. Stay tuned. I will post the time and when we're going to be doing that. But for today, we got a special gentleman who is very talented. He has, love for Marvel, DC, and Star Wars, and you can see it through his photography. I will provide a link to his description below, so go follow him. Mr. Wonderful, talented Darrell, DC13, Fineart Photography. How we doing, my man? Let's put you in here. Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for being here, man. How you been? What's new with you?
Nothing much. Just coming up with trying to come up with different ideas and new things to do, or try different like lighting or dial design, stuff like that.
Okay, just experimenting. I like that. It's always good because you don't want to keep yourself in one lane. You want to, this is one thing you collecting, one lane. But photography, try to as many different lanes you can, because you never know. You might like something or you might not like, but at least you tried it and say, okay, I tried this, and I'm more like this. So one of the things I really like about your stuff is that you give an homage to comic book covers and like almost like promotional work posters, because you put different characters in like a kind of like a sort of style of a poster or a comic book cover. And I have one in particular I'm thinking about. But what inspired you to do photography like that? Because it's very cool to see that kind of stuff, because you don't see that much often with that.
Well, actually, my background is cartoon illustration.
Okay.
So I went to school to draw comics.
Very
and
cool.
When
I can tell that. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was lucky enough to get an internship at Marvel Comics. So I'm originally from New York City.
Okay.
So in '95, I was an intern at Marvel Comics, and then eventually they hired me to come back in the summer. I worked in their bullpen, and then eventually they moved me up to the executive floor. So when I was there, I never drew for them. I never did any artwork for them, but I was in the offices in New York City from 1995 to 98. And then while I was finishing college at School of Visual Arts in New York City.
See, you were there when the whole transitioning with Todd, Jim, and all those guys
Yep. Yeah.
told them to take a hike.
Yeah, and when they came back, when they did Heroes Reborn, I remember walking through the offices and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee were actually there, and
That's so cool.
I didn't get a chance to speak to Jim Lee because I was still like in awe because like he was like my guy. He still is.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But like he was nice. I got to sit down and talk to Larry Stroman once or twice. The only thing I regretted a bit, but I was still I was starstruck because my boss was the secretary to the president. And one day I went to her to get some work. And I was like, I looked over in the main office and I was like, is that Stanley? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, go say hi. I was like, no. And I just ran away. Just went back to my desk. Because it's like, for me, it was just like, that's the person I've been growing up hearing since like Spider-Man Amazing Friend. So
of course.
I was just in awe. But my background is like comics and illustration. So when I basically started venturing into toy photography, I just explain. At one point, you'll see, if you go further back, you'll see when I started making a transition into like my current style, really kind of look to my work. It's like probably like 2004.
Darrell, I think you're getting a little choppy. Would you mind just raising up your volume just a teeny little bit so we can hear you a little more clearly?
What about now?
That's good.
What?
You were talking about 2014, you said?
No, 2024.
2024? Okay.
Yeah, that's when I kind of started embracing like what I've been taught. And that's when I started really going into that.
Okay. That's awesome. So it's a full circle. You're coming back to what you love. And so your career, was this something totally different, or you stayed in that profession, around that profession?
I've done a few things.
Okay.
I worked there, and then I was an after-school art teacher. Then I got into personal training. I'm currently a physical assistant. So.
Okay, that's cool. So this obviously you're doing something for a living different than what you love, and obviously I'm sure you love that too. But it's good because it gives you back the love to going back to this. And me too. I like you wanted to be a comic book artist. I follow all those amazing artists in the early '90s, mid '90s. I was influenced by Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, and then I kind of from there I wanted to kind of all those cool kind of like independent artists, Sam Keith, all Top Cow Comics. There's so many different artists you can name that just unfortunately it never had a movie done by their characters. So then some of them did and they got lucky, but. I still, for example, Jake Scott Campbell, I would still love them to make a Danger Girl film. I think that would be so cool for them to do that. And he's been, obviously trying to petition for that for a long time. So, Rob Liefeld just got the biggest break. He got Deadpool off the ground, and that took forever. So now it's one of the biggest things. So obviously there's a lot of comic book artists that, have the love for the comics, but also would like their ideas to kind of, come to full circle with cinematic TV show entertainment, anything like that. So that's cool that you start from there, and it's something that we definitely share something in common, and it's always good because it does correlate to photography. And I see, like I said, when you said that, I was like, that makes sense. I see your photography and it just reminds me so much of that. So but yeah, it's good to get to know you a little bit better. Let's go say hi to the chat, see who we got here, and let's see what we can start with the current news. But let's say right here, we got
Hello!
just get a little jump scare to wake you up. Mr. Valkyrie Magnus is in the house. Good afternoon, Philly and friends. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Display Lab Collectibles, Mr. Kyle Afternoon Mates himself. Thanks for being here. And then fresh off the birthday train, you got MB Dyson 829. Hello, Philly and Hot Shots. Thanks for being here, my friend. Hope you had a great birthday. I believe it was yesterday, which oddly I didn't notice, but it's Judgment Day yesterday. So he's a big, obviously big Terminator fan by his profile pic. But Yeah, yesterday was August 29th. And it's funny, in the film, they don't say specifically what year, but I mean, there's debate. I don't know. MB Dyson, maybe you could tell us what year it happened, but Arnold did say in Terminator 2 that it was August 29th. That's where Skynet became self-aware. So happy birthday on Skynet Day. Hopefully I had a good day and saying hello to Valkyrie. So that's all we got right now. I believe I was just asking to make sure we're coming on clear. I think you're getting a little better on the audio. Thanks for
I can reboot myself on my end.
You're actually no longer getting choppy. You were choppy in the beginning, but I think you're loud and clear now. And raising up the volume is perfect. So, but yeah, so far we're doing great. So, let's go into the news. Obviously, it pains me to say, but we did have. Let's see if I can share real quick. And this is obviously heartbreaking because we had a lot of losses this year. Even this past week, and we lost Optimus Prime, which was Peter Cullen, who was, he really was. I would say he was kind of like our sort of also our cartoon dad, wasn't he? I mean, I would say something like that. And
just like a good leader.
Leader. He stood by a lot of kids growing up, and he voiced obviously Optimus Prime from Transformers, and he did a lot of other things too. Like he did also the car from Knight Rider. And it was funny. I was just thinking this, and I was like, what if he would have been Kit? And I thought about it like, no, you know what? No, he works much better as Car as opposed to William Daniels, who did Kit, because he sounds more like a Car, And it's weird because if you think of him, he sounds like a good guy. He's a good guy, obviously Optimus Prime, and stands by all this, just goodness in him. But when he plays Car, he does it very well. He sounds very intimidating.
It's so different. It's so different than the voice we're used to hearing from him.
Exactly, but for us, it's like it works for some reason. Yeah. And I was just something I thought about. Like I would have been really interested if he would have been Kit. But still, we grew up with him as Optimus Prime, and he did many other characters. I think the most recent work he did was with the Invincible. I believe he did play a character in that TV show. And so he was working till recently. I mean, the guy was a hard worker. He did obviously all the Transformer movies that spawned from 2007. MB Dyson saying judgment is inevitable. Yeah, I agree. It eventually come. We got AI, who happens to be probably Skynet in disguise. So, but yeah, I mean, we grew up with him with the cartoons. There was different series of cartoons that he did of Transformers. I remember him voicing the Cartoon Network Toonami. Remember that? Yeah, he was like the host of that, and so yeah, it's hard, and and it's really weird. You're the one that actually told me about this. It was first thing in the morning. You told me, and I was just kind of shocked, but not shocked, because it was one of the things that I've kind of been dreading, because we're losing so many greats that I'm like, you think, okay, who else, that was significant in my life is gonna, pass away, and I can prove it because I took this shot, I'd say about a month ago, and because he was in my mind, and I was like, okay, well, I'd like to, take a photo, obviously, of this shot that was at the end of the first 2007 film from Michael Bay. And I remember that scene very specifically. And so this is the 3.0/3A. This is back when 3A and 3.0 were collaborating. They don't do that anymore. And this is the premium scale Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon. And I think it's, if 3A, they are magnificent doing weathering. They do a lot of great stuff weathering. I actually have also the Mazinger Z that they did as well. That was kind of like a kind of sort of steampunk gothic or inspired version of it, which is still pretty cool. And they did an amazing job. And you know, they're just obviously they don't make those toys like they used to. They don't make them. I mean, you have 3-0 that do a really great job, but they're a little more clean. You know, not as heavily. Yeah, exactly. But this one was definitely a great piece, and it's I figured it, you know, it's 19 inches big. It's huge. So, you know, it's definitely something I would never sell. And now that he passed away, obviously, rest in peace, Peter Cullen. This is definitely going to stay in my collection. And I have quite a few, actually. I have one obviously from the newer movies, from 3-0. And then they did a version, like an animated version a while back. And I think it might have been also 3-0. That was more stylized, like kind of anime style Optimus Prime.
I've seen those.
So I have that one as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I could, you know, see these things going a lot of money right now, obviously, because, you know, it's something that we all cherish. And, you know, I love Optimus Prime. I love Transformers, especially the movies. And I hear that they're going to try to bring back the original cast for another film. So hopefully we get that. So what are your thoughts on his passing, and, you know, how do you feel about Optimus Prime and Transformers?
It's like, for me, that's like that whole era between He-Man and then when that started, Transformers, is like, it's what kind of like just carried me through, like, just my beginning of my childhood, my love for like superhero stuff, like genre.
Yeah.
And his voice was so iconic.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, anytime you hear his voice, you just think Optimus Prime now. He's played so many other voices, but it's just like everything. Like Transformers the movie, like his lines in that movie were so powerful. Like, you still, when you listen to it, one shall stand, one shall fall. It takes you right back to that movie.
Exactly, it does. Yeah.
You know?
Even the animated movie in 1987 or 84? I can't remember. Yeah.
Like, my mother took me to see that. She's probably watching this right now, but my mom took me to see that.
It was hard. I mean, how heartbroken were you when he died?
Like, so many of them
that affect a lot of kids. Yeah.
Yeah, so many of them went down in that movie. Like, they were just dropping, like, a lot of the Autobots dropped like flies in that first movie. It's just,
and in a way, you're kind of reliving that too. It's like you're reliving that with Peter Cullen passing away, because it's just, you know, heartbreaking to see that. And MBJ says, I did extra work on the first Transformers movie in the streets of LA and Universal backlot. That's awesome. So to be part of that, that's amazing. I know they did a lot of filming in LA and obviously Universal. But yeah, that's awesome. And to be a part of that, MB Dyson, that's so cool. You know, as Valkyrie Magnus says, if you get a chance to get future Mazinger Z, I would definitely recommend it. Okay. The future Mazinger Z. Okay. I'll take a look at that. But I'm a big fan of the classic one. I'm not too fan of the newer versions that are overly stylized, but I do like the original one. I even have the song on my Apple playlist, or the Mazinger Z.
I have the soundtrack, and I have recently downloaded the digital movie like a couple months ago because I got my son into it.
The newer one that came out a few years ago.
I got downloaded Transformers 1 recently, which surprisingly was I actually enjoyed that. They kind of marketed that movie the wrong way, but the original's 80s one that I got my son into. Gotcha.
Yeah, they did about Mazinger Z. They did a recent digital. It wasn't recent. I say probably 15 years ago when I say recent, but it was a Mazinger Z animated film, and it was really well done. They used really some good CG with animation combined, so I think it was very well done. But I can't remember the name of it, but I'll share it out in the link if I do remember. But I think that's a film that you cannot play or watch here in the States. I think you have to import it or from Japan, because I think they didn't get the license over here. But I remember getting it. A bootleg copy of it years ago, but anywho, but yeah, this is unfortunately very sad. You could, I've never, experienced this, but I'm still getting, just obviously recognition in this photo because the song that I chose and then just the photo itself just says it on its own. But it went. I don't know if I don't think I've ever been viral, but it went viral. It's like it went over 500,000 views and like 50,000 likes, and I was like, wow, a lot of people do love Optimus Prime, and you can tell the love. It's all over the world. I'm getting different comments from different languages, and I'm like, this is insane because it's just a lot of people have the love for Optimus, and this is basically captured, and that's one of the things we're going to go over too, because a lot of people end up sharing a lot of their work through Optimus Prime. So we'll share some of the work through Hot Shots of the Week, including some of your stuff too as well. But in fact, that's a perfect segue. Let's go and roll over into that. Let's go do the Hot Shots of the Week intro.
Okay, you're an animal. An animal. Okay, show me out. Yes. No. Never get out. I'm
Obviously, you can tell I'm a Mike Myers fan, so
yeah.
That's not the second clip. So obviously we got, we have the Hot Shots of the Week, and there's basically I wanted to go over just the work people have done for Peter Cullen and his work, and obviously a lot of Optimus Prime, and this was one of the ones that I really, let me see if I can share real quick. Hold on. Where is it? There we go. So this really was very similar to the one, but obviously you can see the front of his face, and it's very well done. And this is by Boozy Manchild, and again I'll provide the link of these artists in the comments below, so you go follow them. But he did a really good job. I think he did multiple poses or different variations, and it's just very beautiful how. And I believe if I'm correct, this is the 3.0 deluxe scale, I believe. This is I think it says right there, Yolo Park. It says Yolo Park. Yeah,
that's what mine are.
What scale is this? Is this okay? Smaller version.
It's kind of like 1/12. They're small, but they come in parts and you put it together. And it's not hard to put together, but it's like a little model kit. But it's movable. It's posable.
It looks great. I mean, they also make the really big ones, right? They make a little bigger ones.
I think they do, but mine are small. I have Prime and Megatron.
Okay. Yeah, you did a great job capturing this shot. And, obviously I would have been fooled because it looked to me like it was, at least deluxe scale, which it was, probably 8 inches or so. But they did an amazing job. And, the lighting, and this is, I believe this is an actual shot, unless you have a better eye, but it looks to me like, it might be a digital. It's dramatic, cinematic. So it is digital. So it says, which edit captures 2000 movie magic best for you? Slide 1, dramatic, cinematic clouds, clean golden horizon. So it's, so it's good to, and this is one of the things I'm horrible at. When you do photography, you want to provide as much information as you can just to kind of break it down, because you have a lot of people that want to follow your style or want to see your whole process of taking shots.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I definitely I'm not good at. I'm trying to give more behind the scene, a clean shot and then an edit shot, as you can tell from the X-Men photos I did this weekend. But, obviously putting all the f-stop, the ISO and all that information, what camera you use, what lens, it's definitely helpful. And it's something I should get better at, because I have high respect to those who do it. Shout out to Moss Photography. There's other photographers that do that as well, that give that information to make sure help you, if you want to do something like that, you can follow through and you have a better understanding. Let's see here. Valkyrie says, I'm glad to know there's other fans of Mazinger Z. Yep, thank you. And most people have not heard of it. No, you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know what it is. And we got Meyer in the house. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hopefully, I had a good weekend. And then he's saying hi to Meyer. So, but yeah, really job well done. I'm going to provide a link to this gentleman below. Follow him. Boozy Manchild does great work, and he did a lot of great tribute to Peter Cullen. There's another one here that he did as well of the old school. I believe this is, he says, Peter, what is this? Hasbro. Yeah, this is, I don't know. What is this? Peter Cullen.
That's definitely a Yellow Park because I have that.
Yellow Park? Okay.
Yeah.
You do have one. Okay. How big is this one? I'm not familiar with YOLO.
It's not that big at all. It's like 1/12. It's like I want to say like 10 inches maybe.
Okay.
10? It's like between 10 and 8 inches, I think.
So that's awesome. I mean, you got YOLO Park, you got Hasbro, you got 3.0. All these different companies sharing the same IP, and it's always good to see this because it's just you get different options, and it's always good. So, but let's look at the other one. There's a few other more. Bonnie Lassie did a really awesome job. Shout out to her. She does beautiful work with outdoor photography, and this is obviously a tribute post. Rest in peace. And it's Sugo Toys. Obviously, it's I can't tell, but obviously it came from Sugo Toys. But I don't know if it's a premium or deluxe. Yeah. Obviously, it's from the newer movie, but beautiful work, and it looks good. And she does also other stuff too. I get the Wolverine and stuff like that. But we talked about her. She does really good work on outdoors, and shout out to her. Again, her link will be below. You can go follow her. And obviously, there's one more gentleman that I wanted to show. And there we go, right here. You did also a tribute shot, and we'll come back to this one because that's one of my favorite shots you did recently. But obviously, you did a tribute shot of Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, and this is the one you were talking about, right? That you have.
I have two. I have that one and one that's further down, but that was more the recent ones that I have done because one of my friends, Brian Toychess, I asked him how to do backlighting, and he explained it to me, and I just gave it a shot. Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, I like the. Now, do you mind explaining in detail, like the lighting effect? How do you mind breaking it down? How did you do that? Is it effects? Is it actual lighting, or is it something combination of both?
It's usually my I start with the figure, and if I have the kind of diorama bottom, it's there.
Okay.
So how I did this one, I put my softbox behind him.
Okay.
Then I put two black poster boards on the side to concentrate the light.
There you go.
And then I have the light top down to give the edging on the top of him because he was a silhouette when I had the backlight. And then I had a bounce card to get the front of him from the backlighting. And then I threw a blue light on him just to kind of pull him out from the background a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's basically my light. And then
that's amazing.
What you see is the blue kind of ember effects, and then I added what I did, I grabbed the white background, I cooled it down, and then I hit it with a feature in Photoshop where you could kind of make a blur effect, kind of come at you. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
And then I put a black, I masked that, and then I just paint it in the areas I needed it.
Okay, so you basically obviously it's a lot of practical, but also a lot of post and digital shots afterwards, and it's a good mesh. I mean, it made me think what did he do? And obviously you're providing the information down here. You got the lights, FC Concepts, you got the M60 handle, LED video light, and that's always appreciated. And you got the diorama from James Bond.
Yeah, someone
is
on
that
Etsy.
Okay, let's see if we can see his work in here. A lot of cool stuff. Okay, yeah, and a lot of these diorama makers, they do have Etsy shops that you can go in there and buy stuff. And it's always cool to, you know, if you're looking for something to do something similar to that, it's always good to do that. So, but yeah, very, very job well done with that one. I like that one, but I have to say this is my favorite because it just, you know, it screams cinematic to me. You mind breaking this one down and let me know how you came about this one? Because it was inspired from that the X-Men comic cover which you showed. But yeah. Anyways, go ahead. Let me know what the breakdown, because
so
this is really cool.
This is a shot I've been wanting to do for months, but I never had a Black Widow.
Okay.
And then eventually I got a Black Widow.
Great post, by the way. Yeah, that's a great post by Black Widow.
Thank you. I can't take full credit for the pose because it was like I was looking for poses, handling guns, and then like Zord nailed it. So I just kind of did one of Zord's poses, and I just added the hand in the front to give it a little more dynamic look to it, and then I shot it. But this is something I've been wanting to do for months, since when I got my Wolverine and I got my Captain America. So when I got the Black Widow, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to try to give a shot. And I'm not great at. I'm uncomfortable doing composites. It's not normally I get everything in camera.
Okay.
So
you did it well.
I'm usually in contact like a lot with Professor Jack, because he does a lot of composites.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
From him. Yeah,
yeah, he's great at that.
From him too. And so what I did was, picking his brain and Brian's brain, I shot each one of them individually. So if you scroll down, you'll see each shot in the visual. So if you just hit the arrow and slide all the way over.
I love the detail and breaking it down.
So I shot
each
one of them. Yeah, I shot each
separately.
One of them separately on a gray background. I lit them how I wanted them to be lighted. Then what I did was, I kind of like, early on, I took each like a snapshot of each one, and kind of composed them on my phone. I have an app that I can compose them, and I was grabbing like the clouded background. I would blur the explosion, and I wanted like give that kind of Mission Impossible kind of feel to it. So like I was looking at
I have that feeling.
Folders.
Yep.
I was looking at Mission Impossible movie like posters. And so I kind of like put it together on my phone, so I have a kind of a map to where I'm going. My next step was I kind of made my logo in Illustrator. So once I wanted my logo not to basically copy what the original comic was, but to kind of blend it between X-Men and a little bit of Captain America military feel in it. So I added the stars and the stripes on the side. And then the dilemma for me was which figures to use. Should I use the in-game Cap or the stealth? But I thought the stealth would go well with the Black Widow because they're kind of wearing the same colors. And I was like, should I use them?
Also, the articulated eyes as well. You want the latest and greatest to give you that edge.
Yeah, and then it was deciding which Wolverine to use. I decided to go with the TVA Wolverine.
No, do you have both of them? Do you have the original?
I don't have the original. I have the John Byrne one. I have the
brown suit,
yellow, the brown and tan.
Gotcha.
So when I decided to go with TVA, then it was, do I do the exact cover or not? And then I was like, let me just pay homage to it, but I wanted to give it kind of like an MCU feel, feel to it. So then I just kind of like stylized it myself, and I would just send snapshots to like Professor Jack, and I was just kind of getting some feedback at him off and on, getting some feedback from one of my friends back at home.
Okay, so quick question for you: how did you get the mask head sculpt? If you used the John Byrne one?
Oh no, I ordered an extra head sculpt on Toy Anxiety, and then I painted it.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I kind of I tried to match the battle damage with, because remember the original TVA, you can't wear that helmet, you can't wear the head sculpt.
Right.
So I got the original head sculpt from the yellow and blue, and then battle damaged it. I painted it myself. And I got
that's
those
awesome.
gauntlets. I got the gauntlets from Toy Anxiety.
Very cool.
I just kind of put it together that way, and I just always wanted to redo that cover, but my way.
So you're definitely a tinkerer as well. So you like to, tinker with your toys, and obviously you did what you wanted to do with Wolverine, and it looks great. I mean, looks amazing. And like, I was just wondering, like, it's like, doesn't he come with a unhelmeted sculpt and then like a side helmet? But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's I would say it's one of your best shots, and it captures just Mission Impossible, Op, and this also, again, because of the comic book, but also in X-Men 97, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but there is, I believe there's a scene of all three of these in the show. So, I think it's really cool that you capture that in this, and this is one of the things I was gravitating towards. Let's take a look at another shot of yours and see, I believe you have the new latest and greatest, but I wanted to show just the simplicity of this pose and just how you capture the emotion with her eyes and just her tilting of the head. Tilting head sculpts in a certain degree tells a lot of emotion, and you did it very well here. Mind just breaking this down?
And the lighting too, like that was like, I used 2 boxes and a bounce. And what I've been getting into also is I'm using my off-camera flash to get the edging, because I can just hit a high burst of light to get that right on the side of the body. And I kind of go from there. So once I get everything in camera, like her, then I can kind of drop in, I can mask in my backdrops and then add my textures. Like maybe about 2 years ago when I decided to go that route with textures was just to like lean more into what I know, lean more into my graphic background, because I taught myself photography when I was in PTA school, physical therapy school.
Okay.
To stress, like in high school and college, I didn't like photography at all.
Right. Yeah, I started around high school as well, with the old. Obviously with film. Did you ever do film?
On my not so much. Like I can usually sometimes take shots and mask them together in the editing program, because I've been taught storytelling in college. So usually I just lean on those skills as far as my storytelling, and usually like especially with one image, like one of my teachers in college said always, like, if you can convey your story or like emotion through an image without words, you did it correctly. So a lot of times I kind of refer back to different cartoons, or like when I did my shot of Vi from Arcane, I made it a goal to not use the gauntlets at the time, and I wanted to show the emotion. So I rewatched that episode when she lost everyone, and I just went with the back shot and the lighting.
Okay, it's amazing, and it's obviously this just looks just so. Even the red background, it's Hydra, but it's it just goes very well with this one, and it was a great choice of colors. And you have to show these other ones that I'm not too familiar with. Obviously, you got this one right here. This is obviously this is kind of like a homage to Frank Frazetta. Yeah. And there was like that's the Conan figure from Frazetta Girls Icon Collects, and the one in the front is actually Wukong. What I did was I popped off the hands and the head. I see it.
Put a skull on it, and so when I was messing around, because I had just got that see the piece of wood or rock like feature in the back. I had just got the
Fineart
it's called
Wukong?
No. No, it's not Inart. It's Figueroa.
Figure Arts?
Figura, yeah.
Okay.
It's that Wukong, and I just popped off the head and hands because you can interchange the pieces with Four Horsemen pieces.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So,
I mean, I often to create. I mean, you're obviously trying to create a villain, but it's always in order to create a supporting character, sometimes you have to piece stuff together to kind of help with your shot. And yeah, then this is really great. I mean, it looks literally like a painting from Frank. It's just amazing. I do love his artwork, but I'm not as familiar as much. But the Conan, I think that's beautiful. The background. How did you get the background? The sky or the galaxy?
It's a part of it is. The background is masked in, but then what I do typically is I start building on top of it. So that light is not part of the original background. I have a file of just different overlays, textures, effects, and I start layering and seeing kind of building up from there to get the feel I want. But everything starts from my initial shot. So in my initial shot, like what they're standing on, the diorama they're standing on, the rocks they're standing on, that's physically there.
Okay.
And then I just go from there.
So yeah, so I assume that like you happen to agree that practical is the best way you can do to go about a shot. But sometimes you either press for time or you don't have the right diorama, the right piece that you're looking for. That sometimes you have to go digital in order to be able to successfully do that. And I'm always been a firm believer of use whatever tools at your disposal. Never shut anything down unless you tried it first. And that goes with obviously regenerative AI. That goes also with Photoshop. That goes with any other thing, using pre-filters and mask different type of techniques that you can do to help your shot, because the focus is not on the background. The focus is not on the color or the props. The focus is on the figure, and you have a figure physically there handing, and that's your subject. One thing would be like if I'm going to shoot a shot and I take a photo of an empty space and then I have to fill in the character. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But obviously, if you have an actual figure, that's your primary objective. You're just enhancing it by putting additional things at your whatever tools you have at your disposal, whether it's anything from, like I said, practical, smoke effects, digital effects, anything like that. So I'm always I'm always open to that. And I don't know how you feel about, regenerative AI, but I think a lot of people just, tend to just shut it out completely, but don't understand it. And that's obviously that's a priority, and they can obviously, believe what they want. That's right. They're entitled for an opinion. But from my opinion is never shut down any tools at your disposal. Always use something, whatever is available to enhance your project. So how do you feel about that? And
let me know. For me, I use a lot of overlays. AI is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
No.
And whatever that artist at that time is comfortable using, I would say whatever you're comfortable using, you're creating your own art.
Right.
I would say I'm uncomfortable telling the computer what to do. That's just me. That's my personal choice. So usually I just search for a lot of different background
overlays
that looks that I can use.
Right.
But I would just, if anyone is just always kind of just trying to figure out what they want to do, I was do what's comfortable for yourself. It's
exactly.
That's how you create. Do what's comfortable.
And there's also pros and cons when it coming to AI and using physical. I mean, regards to AI, it doesn't always get you what you need. And when you have the tool you're saying right now, you know exactly what to look for, and you know exactly what you have, and you know exactly when to use it. And that's definitely an advantage over AI that you can definitely do. We got Race Collection in the house. Hello, Philly and Darrell. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Awesome collector. But yeah, I mean, it's It's beautiful. I love it. I love the colors. I love everything how it pops, and I've always been like a high contrast, something
I
that
am
pops.
too.
And,
I am
and
too.
it's sometimes, that's why I always say my photos sometimes they obviously look, a lot of times they look two-dimensional, because I just focus on just a picture perfect, and there's other people that are just so good at capturing cinematic feeling, like Harry is a great person to does that.
Mhm.
Harold, Harry is cinematographer, toy photographer, and you got Harold, Commander Green. They do such amazing shots that are just very cinematic, and it's it's not picture perfect, but it just takes you there. And here is like literally a piece of art. And I mean, they're both pieces of art in their own way, but this one, just more. It's just more picturesque, if you might say.
And originally, like my goal, say a year ago, was to get my stuff in an art gallery. Because I've been in contact with a gallery for the past 3 years or so, and maybe 2 years ago he gave me a show for my other photography. This past year, he gave me another show to host my toy photography. So a lot of my pieces do lean more. I started shifting my work to more like gallery-esque
picturesque
kind of pieces. And so,
Yeah.
And then I started leaning in, since my background is graphics, I started leaning into color. Like my strengths are like using color. Sometimes it doesn't go right, but like I try to like use a lot of color, because sometimes color is not used a lot in our community. Usually things tend to be like one tone.
Muted,
So sometimes I just go for color, or trying to use color to also enhance my story at the same time.
No. Yeah, this is another character, underground character that I love too, Vampirella. I've actually considered buying the TB Lee 1/6 scale version of her, but I'm always scared about the bodies. They're pretty old figures. I'm always scared that the silicone bodies are going to rip. So maybe perhaps someday we'll get a more of a medical grade painted version of this one. I would definitely jump on that. This one, and also Red Dawn. No, is it Red Dawn? No, Dawn. You know what I'm talking about, Dawn?
No.
You don't know Dawn? It was that the redhead character with the green outfit with the skulls in her.
I think I would if I saw it, I would know it probably.
Okay. She's got, I can't remember the artist, but it's similar to that, to Frank Rosetta, and, obviously this artist right here for Vampirella. It's just all these kind of goth, underground characters. And I love these guys. I mean, I love everything that just is intriguing and interesting. And obviously the one thing you wonder, like, how does that suit stay on her for sure. But yeah, it's really amazing artwork they do, but yeah, I mean, it's all beautiful work. I mean, even I was looking at this blade too, just something. This is really cool.
I was just.
And I assume that's the Batman cycle.
No, that's just a regular 1/6 motorcycle.
Oh.
And so I can turn the lights on. I can like make it spit like exhaust. But I had just turned the lights on.
I think I've seen those.
I
want to get one of those. Amazon, yeah. Because I would love to put a Black Widow on that, or even a Trinity. So, or not Trinity, Trinity.
I have two of them.
No, Trinity.
I have that red one, and I have the one I have my Prowler Miles on. It's an orange kind of motorcycle.
Yeah, very beautiful work here. Just simple lighting, and there's another one I wanted to share. Obviously, we were talking about the Spider-Man. Where is it? Here we go. And look at this. This is just beautiful. This is obviously somebody that has been involved. Obviously, you've been involved with Marvel Comics, and it's just this little piece of the comic book. It's just appreciated because it just takes you back. Because you see this in the upper left-hand corner of the comic book, and then you have the
Comics code.
What is it? Comics code, and you get the price and the Canada and the date and everything, and then you got the character here. That's really cool. And then you and I were talking about this version of a very underrated Spider-Man. That happens to be the What If series Spider-Man. Zombie Hunter, yeah. obviously the cape, it's great and dandy. You can have it with the cape, the Doctor Strange cape, but obviously you can just take the cape off, and I think it's a very cool figure. I mean,
It is.
I still want to get it because
It's a good figure.
it's a great figure because of the proportions of. Do you have a single shot? I think it was back here. It has, right here. There we go. It's very classic proportions with the modern feel.
Mhm.
That head sculpt, it looks like a classic, Alex Ross, John Romita,
Yeah.
because it's just it looks very classic looking, the shape and everything.
And depending how you light it, it kind of like messes with the colors too. You can mute the colors, or you can make them brighter. It kind of like I do really like that figure.
And if they were just to make something like this in a kind of like a traditional Spider-Man, material, I think that would be just, how my friend Mandy says, ace. I think shout out to Mandy. She's obviously doing amazing work with her. I think right now she's doing the Michael Jackson figure, but I love all kinds of photography, and this is obviously one of them that the colors, and I assume you use some kind of lighting flashlight in the background.
I had a
filter.
I had just had a gobo, and I was like just teaching myself how to use it.
Okay, that's really cool. I have something similar to that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's really great work, and like I said, I might end up just buying this figure because it's even the spider, what do you call it? The web shooters? That's really cool with the silver accent. I think that's really cool. And it's funny. Before we've had almost 10 years of CG Spider-Man, and up until Brand New Day, we finally end up getting a more of a practical Spider-Man because they try to be more practical with the suit, and they did a good job. And now it's like, accuracy right now. I believe Hobbyverse he showed that he's working in progress of making a accurate Brand New Day Spider-Man using his the promo edition Spider-Man. He's adjusting the proportions, and I think he might be tinkering with the mask as well. But shout out to Hobbyverse.
Yeah, I think Toy State is doing the mask and the head sculpt too. I saw that.
Oh, good. So that's gonna be something. I have not done anything from Hobbyverse. Dean, shout out to Dean Knight. He recommended Hobbyverse to me, and I'm considering doing that because I did end up getting my waitlist converted to the promo edition of the Spider-Man Final Swing suit. So I do have it right now on a payment plan. So we'll see. But it's just very tempting because once you go in that rabbit hole, that's another rabbit hole you're gonna get into. And I've always been more like a guy. Instead of sending something to somebody, nothing against those people because they're amazing customizers and just amazing people that do tremendous, awesome job to these people that want the accuracy, like the Spider-Man accuracy and Batman accuracy. And for me, I just been like more kind of take matters in my own hands. And I was recently talking to Justin's collection about how we desperately need a Civil War Spider-Man 2.0 because we actually technically this is not Civil War. This is not Far From Home. It's Homecoming, and I talk about underrated, but it's a good figure. I mean, just the proportions need to be fixed a little better, and then the head sculpt needs to be fixed a little better. So, but yeah, I might be working on something like this, but it'd be nice. And here's something that's always been happening to me. I'll work on a figure that you haven't seen in a while, that you want to tinker and make it better. You work on it for a while, and then 2-3 months later, they announce a 2.0 or a 3.0. So I'm wondering, like, I don't know, maybe I should not do that. Maybe I should just wait for a 2.0, something like that. So I think we'll figure it out because I've been known to ruin figures, like, just by trying to tinker with them because there is a high risk. So guys, don't try that at home. Just do it in front of professionals or hire somebody if you don't feel comfortable tinkering with your figure. So, but yeah, amazing work. And guys, for those who are watching, follow, Darrell. If you haven't followed him, he's got amazing work on Instagram. I think you just capture just more like the kind of like the realistic comic accuracy that we all look for, that we grew up enjoying the comics. Look, even this one right here. This is, I assume, the comic version of Hot Toys of Dr.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. This is the classic mask, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or one of the classic ones. But yeah, and I can see you have a great love for a good broad spectrum of characters and IPs, and this is beautiful. I love the way how you did the lighting here, the subtle lighting as well. So, but yeah, good job. I mean, check out his work. This is one of my favorites too. This was a beautiful portrait that you captured. Now, what kind of lens did you get? I see. Oh, 100 millimeter. Okay.
Yeah, I use, because it's a macro, so I can get close and get a lot of detail. So I tend to use that lens for a lot of my portraits. And if I could give any like camera advice, I would say I never did it until recently. Whatever lens you're using, I would say take a picture of it at each f-stop to see what gives you the best sharpening. You know, sharpening, because then you'll know for that particular size. Like I know
to use that
for like 1/6 figures, I'm shooting at like a high f-stop. So I'm at like,
correct,
depending on, I'm at like
18,
14, 16 in that range.
Yeah.
Because this way I can control my fall off later on if I have to, or I don't, or I can just pull everything from my backdrop. But this way, if I want to do a photo stack, I don't have to worry about the computer doing like a really weird thing in processing. But figure out your f-stop for whatever size figure you're shooting. You
want to capture as much as detail as you can with your raw image, because it just makes it look more natural, and it just brings out the picture much believable. Like this one right here, like, because you achieved that so well, people just show this photo to anybody that is not into this community or this hobby. They're gonna say, oh, this is Hugh Jackman, this is an amazing portrait of him. They're gonna think it's real because it looks that realistic, because you captured every detail that these amazing sculptors and painters have done with Hot Toys. I mean, this is insane. I mean, it's beautiful. So you definitely want to do that and do less post. So the more preparation you do in the beginning and the less post preparation. In fact, always consider, like, I'm going to do, the way I approach it is I tried, obviously there's shots that I take a lot of time with. There's shots that I focus on posing. There's shots I focus on lighting. There's shots I focus on theme. There's shots that I focus on just different things. And it's, a portrait is obviously a lot of pre-preparation, and you do least post, because what you're trying to do is you're capturing the face. And if you tweak it in post, people can tell you. And this is why you chose the black and white, because it just gives you the dramatic effect of a portrait, because portraits, they look really just as good as black and white as they do in color. So yeah, very job well done here. It's just beautiful. And so you got a broad range of obviously, perspectives. You got action, you got pose, you got the, let me try to find a good action one right here. I mean, I believe like this is action. This is good action right here.
That was a collab with me and Professor Jack.
Okay.
So
that's really cool.
So what happened was, with this one was, we were communicating, and so I had just got this figure and he had just got X23. So when I was at work, I sketched it out and I was like, you want to do this? And he was like, yeah. And so then I had to sketch out what the layout would be. And I was like, do whatever colors you want to do. I'll do whatever colors I want to do. And like, we didn't even talk about the color scheme. It just worked in the very.
It just worked.
What we did.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Professor Jack did her and I did Wolverine. So it just worked.
That's very cool.
Our styles really mesh well together too. So
it does. Yeah, they're very similar, but I can tell that you guys complement each other for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. So, anyways, yeah, one last one because it's just I could spend a whole day looking at your stuff. Look at this one right here. I mean, this is like classic. You don't have to do any posing with him. He just needs to just stand there, and just the lighting alone, it tells you a lot about it. So, it's just look at that. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's like my favorite Batman. That's my favorite Batman too. So
it is. A lot of
so
people
easy.
love this Batman. Yeah, it was definitely a good figure to grab. And are you getting the blue gray version or?
No, but I did pre-order Superman.
Yes, I definitely got Superman too, and I passed on the blue and gray version mainly because I'm not too. I prefer more of a darker blue as opposed to a super light blue, and also I believe I end up getting a third-party head sculpt and cape. I can't remember the company. No. No, it was just a redone of more of a grittier head sculpt of the actual Batman cowl and head sculpt. I can't remember what company, but I'm definitely looking forward to that because it's a little more grittier. It's more, but I can't remember the company that made it. But I think they did a small run. But usually I'm not a person that buys that kind of stuff. I hate to, it's like you're buying already a $300 figure and then you're trying to spend another $150 for a head sculpt and a cape.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can only do that for certain characters, and obviously Spider-Man and Batman would be one of them.
I did with the cape that he's wearing in this one is the Kelly Customs cape, the Kelly Studio cape. That's a really good cape, but I also have two of this figure because I broke the arm on one. I broke the ratchet in one, so I rebought it. But I have the Jackson cape and gauntlets, which are those are excellent additions.
Yeah, I believe Justin's collection just reviewed that, I believe. But we got Blue Tattoo in the house. Hey everyone, good to see you, my man. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for being here. And we gotta have you on the show, Blue. You and S-Beam. Maybe we could do a double team and have you both in the show, and we can pick your brains in your collections and stuff like that. But yeah, he says that Batman shot is just perfect. Yeah, perfection. I agree. So, but yeah, so let's go talk to again. I'm gonna give your information down below in the description, guys. Follow Darrell. Amazing work. Let's go into the news, and we're gonna talk about let's see. I believe Fineart did surprisingly out of the blue I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get copyright strike, but they did have a video showing their thought process, and it. I was very surprised to see this video because it obviously you have Viper. Really cool guy, very talented, explaining his whole thought process on revisiting Man of Steel. And he was showing how at every figure, they don't get comfortable. They don't get complacent. They try to always improve their technology and make it better from the previous one. Even you think, okay, you're making another Superman. Oh, they're going to use the same body. Nope. Oh, they're going to use the same, sculpting technique or casting technique. Nope. They're doing all brand new stuff with Man of Steel, and you could tell the love is in there. So shout out to Fineart Collectibles because they are always trying to improve, and they do listen to the collectors. They do listen to the criticism that they get because they want to. They're look at that beautiful tone color. It's just oh my god. Do you own the BVS?
No, I'm still waiting for my Superman Corn Sweat. I'm waiting for my first 112 Superman. I'm still waiting.
Okay.
But what I like about their style is that they have their style. They have, although their figures the colors are muted. It's their style. I like it. Works for me.
Yeah. Agreed. Mr. Loco Lou in the house. What's up, poppin' people? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a great weekend, and Yeah, it was good having you the last show, man. It was so much fun. So thanks for being. Then also I had Mr. Bob Dylan last week as well. Really nice guy. Amazing collection. Shout out to him. We had a blast talking about John Wick and Terminator and all the good stuff. So shout out to those guys. That were my last two guys. But yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I think it's just, admirable that they do this kind of stuff because and they're talking about it because this is something they don't normally. I mean, I personally think this is the first time I've seen Viper on a video, but that's showing maturity to the company because it's obviously Queen Studios, but then it's Inart, and you got the 112 company they have. The name escapes me at the moment, but it's it's all one company and they have different divisions. But I think explaining what their thought process and obviously showing us their design and how they're doing a brand new body. Like I said, they could easily just stuck with the old body. They could have stuck with the same procedures and just given us just a new head sculpt with a new muted color suit made with just a different belt. But no, they had to start everything from scratch, and that's something that makes you obviously is one more beautiful shot by the lovely Mandy Burton. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but she definitely is trying to convince me otherwise. But yeah, I mean, and then obviously we have the Bruce Lee that recently, shout out to Justin's collection. He just did a review, a high definition video of Bruce Lee, and I for one am excited, and because I've been asking Inart. I've been to their event at San Diego Comic-Con for I think almost 3 years now. And every year I keep asking him, where's Bruce Lee? Where's Bruce Lee? And they're like, it's coming. I think this year I finally gave up. And then I heard, they're shooting the promotional shots. I'm like, great. I literally thought they're going to bring in a San Diego Comic-Con, but they didn't bring him, and they ended up bringing him, taking him to the following show. Yeah. But, I think they did a good job. I don't know what people are saying. Yeah, people are saying it looks a little bit off, but I think they're just probably thinking of a different film because there's different stages of him in different films, and this is more like this is one of the last projects he did before he passed away. Rest in peace. But he was more mature. He was a lot older, and there's obviously differences beginning of his career and from the 60s to the 70s, and you could tell, and this is definitely captures him in those scenes. And I think Justin's collection, he said that obviously people are asking, it's like you're damn if you do, damn if you don't, but they're asking, why would you give us a seamless body if you're covering it up? But it's all planned because they're going to do more figures, and they're just testing this body. And what better way to test a silicone body by obviously making the first one with the suit over it. So if you do see some problems with it, you can fix it on your next run to have a better quality material, better quality goods to when you get a shirtless Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, Fist of Fury or Way of the Dragon, you would have a good long-lasting figure with the medical grade silicone. So what are your thoughts on Bruce Lee?
It's an amazing figure because there was a video that they I think Inart put out with the jumpsuit like taken off around to his waist. Yep. And the whole body looks amazing. It's just they also said we don't recommend taking off the jumpsuit right now. Right. Because you won't be able to get it back on. But I think it's a great figure. And usually when people are making their comments, I think they should go back and watch the original film before they say anything. Because in your mind, you think if it looks a particular way, but I guess the nostalgia starts getting to you. Yeah. And a lot of people are very passionate about Bruce Lee. He's a legend. He's an idol. We hold him dear, like Peter Cullen, like all these amazing icons, and Bruce Lee is nothing less. And you can see that Inart put a lot of love and care, and and this is why it took them this long to get this figure out, because they're not going to put something out if they don't feel confident
at least 99% confident. You know, occasionally there'll be 99, the 1% will have them put them back to the drawing board, but you know, they're still making an effort to giving the best they can do. And this one is, like, again, no exception. So I, for one, I'm very happy. I'm excited. I can't wait to get to Enter the Dragon. You know, just like Michael Jackson getting Billie Jean, getting Thriller. You know, they picked great intellectual properties that are very good, well investments, because there's many different variations that you can look forward to. And they're icons. They're literally, they should be naming these figures the icons line. Seriously, because it's Bruce Lee and Michael Jackson, you know, and then 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you know, Henry Cavill, Superman icon, you know, or anything like that. You know, even Christopher Reeves, he's an icon. Yeah. And they're finally doing Christopher Reeves Superman. So I'm very excited. It's a good time to be a collector. But are you getting this? Are you considering it, or just admiring it from afar?
Not this one, because I already, like, I got Pennywise. I'm pre-ordered Pennywise and Superman. I like basic Superman, Supergirl. Them, I got them coming. The new versions, right? Obviously. Yep. So yeah, I held the Supergirl, and it looked great. I mean, I still haven't watched the film, and you know, I would love that kind of representation of Supergirl. So I already got the Corn Swift. I have it over here, but I'll probably jump on it. And you know, it's funny. I've my pre-orders of Fineart are almost matching as much as Hot Toys, so they're creeping up, and you know, that can be a good thing. I mean, or a bad thing, but just gotta make sure I collect responsibly. So, but that means I'm already making cutbacks on the Hot Toys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think it looks great, and I just can't wait for them to release this. And you know, I for one, look at this. Wow. I know. Just the lighting, even that look. Yes, the lighting too, but just the sculpt is just uncanny. And for me, I've said this before, and I told this to Bob Dylan, that you know, I would prefer them giving us a seamless body as opposed to rooted hair. Between the two, it would have been nice to get rooted hair, but between the two, I would have chosen definitely a seamless body, because it's just because the way you light the figure and the way the clothing is going to fall on the body is going to accentuate everything else. You don't have to compensate nowhere on the body, because everything will be there.
Exactly. And look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, it's just, I'm just not even gonna try when this figure comes out. These photos are just you know, shout out to the photographer. You know, it's just, look at this. It's just, so we'll see. But yeah, shout out to Fineart, and they're doing a lot of good stuff. And then obviously we had the Man of Steel pre-order. Definitely getting that, because it's just, you know, still would have loved the closed eyes, but this one's he does make this face a lot in the film, so I can see where they're coming from. And I believe Viper was saying, he was explaining why they chose that expression. So for one, maybe in the next Bruce Lee, give us an angry expression, a one where he, like, you know, he'll lick his blood off of him, and then he'll go, you know, I call it Super Saiyan, go Super Saiyan, and he'll go nuts and give us that expression. I believe Enterbay did that expression. I can't remember, but Enterbay did also Bruce Lee figures. So, but yeah, obviously you have a couple of releases from Hot Toys, but there was nothing. I mean, we have, let's see if I remember correctly. There was, you know, I believe some stormtroopers, but nothing, you know, too exciting. You know, obviously they still are teasing us with Jedi Survivor. They're giving us everybody but Cal Kestis. Yeah. It's just sad almost at this point where I'm like, I don't think we're gonna ever get one. But one I was very particularly a fan of is this fella right here. And,
that came out really good.
He did, and he did a good job. And I'm particularly excited because, you know, I don't know how he did this, but this is really cool. I think it's just a background. I don't think he actually built a Ford Taurus, but but eventually I would probably do that someday. But I was gonna say I'm excited because yes, I get this head sculpt right here, and this is a classic head sculpt. I used to own the Battle Damage, but I was at that point of my time of collecting, I was just buying and selling just to have room.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of like, forget it. I'm just gonna keep it because I missed that Battle Damage because it was a great figure that I should have never gotten rid of, and I did a couple of times, a couple of figures like that. So I'm glad to have his sculpt back in the. You know, I don't care if if it's not articulated eyes. You're getting updated paint applications, and it's a good sculpt. It's a good sculpt. What are your thoughts on this RoboCop?
Oh, I wish I could order it. Just my pre-order list is out of control. But yeah, it's like it's an awesome figure. Like I don't really the whole complaints about the color doesn't even faze me. Like overall, it's a solid figure. Like, everything you want is there. It looks like the actor. You know, you can open up the leg with the gun. It's like, what else? What more do you want?
I mean, the hue is great. I'm more of a classic RoboCop, but this one just screams, just it pops more. Yeah, and it you know, it just makes him look more interesting. And I like the fact that you get the RoboCane brain and you get the you know, the unhelmeted sculpt. Because it's just I've been wanting that sculpt back in my collection, and this is easily gonna be back in my collection just for that head sculpt.
Yeah.
But what were you saying?
I think in RoboCop 2, he did have that blue hue on him just because he rebuilt. Because after you know 1, he was basically all beat up. But I think he was blue, but I still think it's a top figure. He
was, yeah. And you know, I'm just still shocked at the fact that we are getting a RoboCane. I mean,
I know.
And you know that if you didn't know that, but that figure was teased from Hot Toys back in 2012.
Really? That's way before
it was. It was teased back in 2012, and it showed you know back they still do it occasionally, and they haven't done it in a while. So they'll have a photo, kind of a sort of a muted or black and white photo, muted, and it'll say backstage, and then it'll show you something they're working on. They haven't done that in a while because they got too big and they had too many stuff going on. But back in the day, they used to do that. In fact, let me see if I can find this photo. But it was a photo of backstage back in 2012, and it had a RoboCane in the background, and we're like, oh cool, we're gonna get a RoboCane. Well, what is it like? How long has it been? I don't know. Almost 15 years later.
Yeah.
Not even, more than that. And it's insane. It took them this long to, you know, and like I said, this is basically eventually for those people who are collecting backwards. I mean, I would buy something and drop a lot of money. Consider it, because eventually they will end up making the figure. It will take some time, but they will. Can you see that now?
Yeah, I see that.
So you have RoboCop and Backstage Project 2012. So this picture I remember very vividly from all the way back then, and it took them this long to put it in order. So. But yeah, I'm a big RoboCop fan. So one I'm definitely want them to remake is Ed 209. I would love to have that back in my collection. That's another figure that I had and I sold.
Hopefully they don't make it anytime soon, because I need a break. Because that'll make me fall. Yeah. Ed 209 was a great piece. Even I had the 2.0 because they made two of them, and the recent one and. It was so like Robotech. It had like that Robotech feel to it at the time. So it's like another iconic kind of robot.
Yeah, steampunk. Yeah. So now, I don't know how you get on time, but we're running a little hot. But I was planning to do a shot, and I did set up some stuff right here. But we'll do just a quick version, and then I'll post it afterwards. But I wanted to see if you can help me, if we can help me with the posing of this figure. And let me see. I'm going to switch over. You know what? Let me just. What I'll do is I'll make this. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, lately I've been very excited with the announcement of certain actors playing the X-Men Mutant Saga, because we've waited for so long for a Marvel MCU version type of X-Men ever since Fox got sold to X-Men. So been looking forward to it. I know it took them forever, and I know we still have the original X-Men coming in Avengers Doomsday this winter, this Christmas, but it's nice to have a fresh take on the X-Men and them starting all over again. He's saying not too many people talk about Robotech. Nope. In Valkyrie Magnets, I did hear a while back that, and obviously it didn't come to fruition, but I heard about Tobey Maguire involved in a Robotech live action film, but that was years ago. I don't think it never did happen, but it just probably fell through the cracks. But yeah, Robotech is definitely another one that's a deep cut. But going back to X-Men, so I got excited about this new X-Men announcement, the film, and then the characters, and I'm glad they're starting from the beginning, because it's going to be the early X-Men with Beast and Iceman. I haven't announced Iceman yet, but I'm sure they're going to have those. They are going to sprinkle some new ones like Rogue and even obviously Storm. But regardless, I'm still excited. And so I've started doing a series of shots, and let me just share them real quick. Usually I don't toot my own horn because I don't like to do that, but it's good because I'm just very happy to whenever I see something that is kind of like if I get excited, I jump to it and kind of share my passion for that. And obviously X-Men is one of them. And so here's the first one that I have. I end up making Psylocke from the X-Men, and this was actually so I believe it was Toys R Us that made this figure, and it was the original from the Apocalypse with Olivia Munn. Obviously her likeness is not all there, but it was something close to that. And but the suit that I had, if it kind of wilted after so long with the humidity, so it's funny because you leave them in a museum pose for a long time, and then you go back and you try to repose them, and all of a sudden the suit's just falling apart with the movement and the stressing of the suit. So I finally gave up. I said, you know what? Let's just can this suit. So what I ended up doing is I had an extra Black Widow suit that I had from a project that I did, and I just shot it and I just kind of put it away. So I ended up using a silicone body from a Black Widow that I made with the suit, and now all I did is I replaced it with actually I can just show you real quick. I replaced the chest piece, and I ended up putting the sachet, the belt, and so it looks pretty decent. I mean, it goes very well. It's a modern take of Psylocke, and it's an awesome character. I mean, I love this character. This is a really badass character. You got, it has obviously telekinesis and samurai. You got samurai swords. So it's a really great and cool character to have. And so I did that, and I did this, and so I'm doing a series of just character posters of the characters that I have, because over the years I have been building my custom X-Men collection, and obviously this is one of them. I did also, there we go, behind the scenes, and this is obviously composite, and but I like to put the big X in here because it was similar to what they did recently. And you have Storm, which this is a so-so, which I also tinkered with. I repainted with the rooted hair, and you have Cyclops, and you have Rogue, which I'm not too fond of the head sculpt, but it worked. It looks great.
It's still a good shot, Billy. When I saw this, I can tell you, like, you were really into this one.
Thank you. But yeah, this is also replaced. I love so-so figures. I love their figures are awesome. But their bodies are just really not that good. So I find myself a lot of times replacing the bodies. And I'm like, so come on, stop making some new figures, because eventually I'm going to run out of silicone bodies. I have to buy new ones. So,
Yeah.
but, and then this one is Colossus from Toys R Us. The suit's now wilting. You can see the stress right here. And it's unfortunate because these don't last that very long because it's just pleather. And when you see this type of sign right here, that means it's gonna ready to crack. But it's still in good shape. I try to use the solution to clean the figures to keep it well sealed away from moisture. But it's eventually still it'll fade away. And this is my favorite one that I recently did of Beast. So a lot of people are asking, like, because it's obviously it's a big Frankenstein of a figure, because I have, I believe, Apocalypse suit, and I have obviously a silicone body in there. I tweaked a little bit with the Apocalypse suit from the Beast. I end up taking a new belt. I end up putting a different belt, and the head sculpt. That's where people are saying, like, where'd you get that from? Well, that's a Sideshow Wolverine unmasked head sculpt from the Wolverine that Sideshow did years back. And to me, I didn't like that head sculpt because it just seemed a little too animated. And for me, I prefer something realistic. So I kept it for years in my, stored away. And I recently, when they released Toys R Us ended up releasing this Beast, I didn't like that Beast head sculpt either, which happened to be, funny story is, it happened to be the character Lex Luthor. What's his name? Really good actor who played Beast was the guy that played Lex Luthor. And it's just, I don't think he was a good choice for Beast. Regardless, anyways, I didn't like the head sculpt, so I canned it, and I ended up said, you know what, I can use this Wolverine head sculpt, repainted it because it just looks like a traditional Beast, and I whited out the eyes and painted it blue, and it just looks great. I mean,
it looks really good.
It looks like Beast, and But anyways, right now I have a Wolverine. And thank you, Blue Tattoo, Nicholas Hoult. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Great actor. And I mean, he nearly became Batman, I think, if it wasn't for, Pattinson. But I think because he tried to, I think he's been trying to do a lot of, I think he tried Superman. I think he tried Batman. And unfortunately, the best thing he could do is Lex Luthor, which, he did a good job playing Lex Luthor. I think he was very psychotic and very, but anyways, so I have this Wolverine. Now, obviously, I'm a guy that likes to tinker. And this Wolverine happens to be a third-party head sculpt with the new suit from Deadpool. And this third-party head sculpt happens to be my first rooting job, which, I don't call myself an expert, but I tried to at least... Let's see if I can get you a better, closer shot. That's too close. There we go.
There.
So, right there, yeah. So it's somewhat.
Yeah.
I did my best, but I've been tinkering with it and trying to. So I wanted to do more of a comic accurate hairdo, like Jim Lee style, with Hugh Jackman's head sculpt, and it actually turned out okay. It's not the best, but it turned out okay for my first rooting job, because it is a, shout out to all the people that root hair. It's just difficult. It's so difficult, and it's just a pain in the ass job. So shout out to them for doing an amazing work. And Tina is one of them that's just amazing. But anyways, I'm going to use this. And so what do you think? I bet you can help me with the pose. So we're going to, obviously I'm going to try to keep it at 2 hours max. So we'll do the behind the scenes. I'll take the photo, but maybe later afterwards. But you can help me with the pose. What pose do you think I should do with this one? You'll be my director on the pose, and then I'll shoot it afterwards.
What in your mind? What's the scene you're going for?
So I'm doing a just a promo shot of Wolverine. So it doesn't matter. All I know is for a fact that I'm going to have. I'll give you a little 360 view real quick. It's just him on top of rocks, and he's just obviously when you see a cat or a dog or Wolverine, and they're like just chilling on top of a rock and you see them, they growl at you because they're like, hey, don't mess with me, better get away.
If you're able to put him in a somewhat of a crouched pose, like that he's getting ready to like pounce or jump off.
So something like this?
Yeah.
Or do you want legs spread out or more? Because so
I would. Yeah. Now you open that leg up, the one that you're holding, bring it out. So, yeah.
Okay. So now, do you want his torso straight or turned or turn right or left?
What's the lead?
Right.
Go to the other way.
Okay.
Other way. Yep.
Say how
Turn
much?
The head. That's good. Turn the head.
To the opposite direction?
Yeah, facing me if you can. Now,
Okay.
I'm always terrible with left or right. So
No worries.
the claw the claw hand that's open.
Okay.
Can you face that palm towards me?
Like face the palm towards you.
Yeah. So we're seeing more. Yeah. Or turn it more so turn it more so I can see he's looking at me.
Is that good?
Yeah. Yep.
So
And
something
then
like
turn his
this?
body. Yeah. So I would turn his body a little more if you can. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and then the arm, is this the arm you wanted okay like that, or you want it more
That's
inward?
fine. I like the way. Either way. Depends how much his face you want covered or in front of his face.
So what you want him looking at the camera or looking away from the camera or to some other direction? You want the so see guys, so what I'm trying to show everybody is that when you photograph something, it's all micro. It's like a combination, to a gajillion combination lock. You have to choose like these little micro adjustments to it, and it just takes forever. And it's difficult to do something, especially when you're trying to convey something to somebody else and they're doing it for you.
Yeah. Since it's like a promo, I would probably have him facing the viewer.
Facing the viewer. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So he's like looking. Yeah.
Okay. So.
And depending how he's on your dial, I would go from there.
Okay.
Like start tweaking the arms and stuff from there. So he's like looking at you. So he's showing like in the moment.
Okay. So that's good. So this is okay the way it is, or do you want him to
I would put, if you can get it like more behind, like Jim Lee would probably draw like more like that. If that makes sense.
like a fading perspective.
Tuck the elbow into the hip if you can, and then turn the arm. That's good. Like that. Yeah.
Like that.
And then turn the hand up.
That's funny how you say Jim Lee. I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. And then this hand up.
Turn the palm so the palm is facing. Yeah.
Oh, hand up.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you go. You got no, the other way. Keep turning. No, other way. No. Turn the palm towards his chest. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Like that?
So now when he's facing me,
the palm is facing you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. This is actually, I like this pose. And this is good. All right. So I'll shoot it this way. And then guys, you guys stay tuned on Instagram. You'll see this shot with Darrell's pose. So thank you for the suggestions. This actually looks pretty good.
I'm trying.
So, anywho, we'll get this out there, and you get to see it. And any background suggestions they made, like a wilderness, kind of like Canada, North America, for the background.
Oh.
Thank you. Not bad of a first reading job. So
probably Wolverine's usually a wooded area or like something in
like in Canada,
something like that.
Okay, we'll do that then. Thank you, Uncarded Reviews. Welcome. Thanks for the What head sculpt is that? So the head sculpt is it was a third party Wolverine, I believe. 11 did these head sculpts. I mean, they've been copied so many times, but 11 was a good. I don't know if they still make them or not, but 11 makes these head sculpts. And let me see if I can blow it up. And so. And all I did is I end up just rooting the hair. So I ended up cutting with a X-Acto knife, or they make these kind of like hot X-Acto knives that you plug in, and they're easy to cut plastic. If you ever want to do something like that, they do make these, plug in hot knives that you can cut stuff much easier. And then all I did is I rooted. This is my first rooted job, which obviously you can tell I used too much glue. So it's kind of like, like your very first time styling your hair, you use too much gel. So that's what happened here. I mean, Darrell can contest to that, right, Darrell?
Yes.
Anyways, but that's what it is. And if you go on eBay, if you type in Wolverine head sculpt, and then I think the company that makes it is 11, and it's not just 11. It's spelled 11, ELEVEN, and I think you can still find these head sculpts available. But I like it because it gives you don't get many growling Wolverines. Most of them are just neutral, and this is a good growling Wolverine, and the likeness is spot on. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah.
The likeness is there. You can clearly tell it's Hugh Jackman. So. And I believe I've had quite a few. This was the Sideshow Wolverine, and this is how crazy I am. I end up cutting the face of this Sideshow Wolverine, and I replaced it with the 11 face, or the bottom face of it. So that is, you can tell that's the same teeth, same face, but it's the Sideshow mask. So but anyways, enough geeking out on that part. But anywho, we'll put some pictures up, and then tag you as collaborating with. But anywho, any other things you want to share before we get into the hot seat and go through a little fun of trivia that you wanted to
Not really. I'm just.
No.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. It was great having you, and it's hopefully you can come back again, and we're gonna put you on the hot seat and see if we can have a little fun with some trivia, and obviously you have
Hot! Welcome to the hot seat.
So the hot seat entails pretty much of let's see if I can move this out of the way. Test your knowledge across personal trivia, and it's usually stuff that you would typically know, or subjects that you like. Obviously, we have photography in there, comics, you got movie trivia, and right now we have the reigning champion. You got Watcher 6 with 13 correct under 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes and answer as many questions as you can, as fast as you can. And if you don't know a question, just say pass. If you know the answer right away, before I finish reading it, just blur out the answer, and I'll move on to the next one. The key thing is to get as many as you can and break the record of 13. Holy smokes, that's 11 Logan head sculpt. I like 3 of these. That looks great. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. But any questions? And obviously we got Local Lou with 9 correct, Layout 9, Propwitz 9, Bob did 9 last week, and then Vita and Jim 10, and then you got Mandy with 5. You got Shane with 7, Dean Knight 8, and then you got so I have quite a few guests. Collector Joey with 6, Mark Lee with 6, and then you got Horberticus with 5. So if you end up getting a new rule is if you end up getting 4 or less, we'll go for round 2. So if you get stuck, I usually try to give you a second chance to get that high number as much as you can, because sometimes you never know, you'll get a question and you get stuck in there and you're like, You're like, I know it. It's in my tip of my tongue, but I'm like wasting time. So I don't know if I should pass or say the answer. So, but if you get it wrong, I'll just, obviously you get it wrong and you move on to the next one. But any questions before we start?
No, I don't know what you're going to ask me. So I don't know if I want to know it. Like I should because of my history, but it doesn't. I mean, I know at this moment.
You'll be fine. And again, like I said, you get second chance if you end up getting less than 4. So we'll start. We'll start now, and let's see. We turn off the music, and we're gonna go with a 2-minute clock. It's a musical clock. You're gonna hear a buzzer at the end. It's suspenseful music, and whenever you're ready, just say the word, and we'll start. Oh,
okay.
And I hit the button. All right, I guess I'll start. Go ahead, start.
Start.
Go.
It just left me. Oh my God. Mark Spector.
Good job. Okay. That's true. Okay. What is John Wick's signature car?
Pass.
Okay. Ford Mustang. Who is the superior Spider-Man?
Oh, it's Doc Ock.
Good job. 2. What is Wolverine's Logan's real name?
James Howland.
James Howland. Very good. 3. What is the original Black Widow's name?
Natasha Romanoff.
Good job. 3. Who voiced Batman in the Dark Knight animated film from DC?
I know his name. God.
We were just talking about him.
I know. Oh my God. I can't remember.
Pass?
Pass.
Okay, Peter Weller, RoboCop himself.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man 2002, where did Peter Parker take a photograph of MJ?
Was it in the science lab? Where he got bit?
Yep. Very good. What's cool field trip? What diecast figure did Hot Toys first make in 2014?
I have to guess. That's his Iron Man, maybe.
Okay, I'll give you that. 5. Iron Patriot. In 1998's Blade, who's Blade's trusted partner in crime?
Wesker.
Close. You want to start again?
Nah, pass.
What do you do while you work?
I don't know.
Whistler.
Oh, Whistler.
Okay. What 2 powers does Miles Morales have? Peter Parker does not. Spider-Man.
Cloaking and the spider, then the sting, the electricity.
Very, very good. Okay. 6. What Spider-Man 1/6 scale figure included very first bendable wire spider webs? I'll give you this one.
Was it the black suit?
Yep. Good job. 7. Good job, man. Peter Weller. How do you know? That deserves a round of applause because you got it all in first try. So 7 correct. Good job. Congratulations. How'd you think you did?
I think I did better than I thought I would, honestly. Like you had me when you say like John Wick's car, I was like, I have no clue.
Yeah. No, it's I usually what I'll do is I'll look at their collection and just look at the IPs that you have. Like if there's some stuff, but I don't think you do. Do you have a John Wick? I don't think you do have a John Wick. I missed that.
Yeah.
Missed that one. But some of these are just I try to kind of sprinkler some of them in there that you probably think you would have. But yeah, I mean, congratulations, you got 7 correct. That puts you again within the middle of the average. But you're always welcome to come back and try to obviously beat Mr. Watcher 6. And yeah,
that was your first show.
That was my first. No, actually, no. Mandy was my first show.
Oh, Mandy was the first. He was the second.
He was the second one, and unfortunately, Mandy got the trial and error because I was trying to figure out whether what's best is 1 minute or 2 minutes, and we ended up jotting down to 2 minutes, and I think she just got confused. So Mandy's definitely due to come back because that's why I put that new rule: is if anybody gets less than 4, I'll try to give them a round 2 so we can get more, and then you can kind of get a feeling how it's like. But 7's pretty good. Congratulations, man. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Any special projects that you want to share with anyone, and anything stuff that you got going on? Any collabs?
I know me and Professor Jack are going to do the Spidey Zombie Hunter Spidey collab soon. So we got to start talking about that. But nothing on the horizon right now. I just finished that Dark Nihilist piece, so I just want to do more like kind of horror theme stuff with him. That's starting to be a good feel. So that kind of stuff.
How do you like that Dark Nihilist piece? Are you getting the Malgus?
I want to. I know I was talking to Iwatu, and he wants me to get it because he wants to see what I can do with that. But
oh, Tom?
possibly.
Yeah, Tom's awesome.
Yeah, he's helped me a lot too. So
he is so talented. Yeah. But he just don't mention the 2-letter word in front of him because he doesn't like that. He does not like AI, which I totally respect. But yeah, shout out to Tom. I have a lot too. The guy is just amazing. He's very talented and just coolest guy you could ever talk to. And
he's super nice.
But yeah, hopefully I can get him in the show soon. I've tried to hit him up a couple of times, but he's always so busy. Him and Patrick are always shooting the hot toy stuff. And shout out to Patrick too. And he's obviously working busy with all these. I don't know how they do it, man. These guys are just, they put out so much content, and it's like, how do you have time to do anything else? I mean, I'll be just consumed by it.
Tom, he told me like briefly like what he has to do in order to shoot, and the timetable between shooting and getting the shots is amazing. Like the time it takes, I would just do one. Like
well, especially because he's very practical. He does a lot of practical stuff, and I know he for a fact he'll use what's the program on the iPad? It's the drawing program. I forgot. I used to use it a lot. Procreate. Thank you. Yeah, and he's really good at it too. I mean, he does really great special effects with it. And I never really thought to use Procreate because I used to use it just to draw. And I'm like, that's a great idea to use Procreate with your photos because because you're basically drawing on top of your photos. So that's really genius of him to do that. So, and I'm sure a lot of photographers do that as well. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I like to first of all, I like to obviously thank my members. Let's see if come here. At the stage, there we go. Thank you to all our channel members. You got Emma, my sister, on Patreon. 14 Wellington, shout out to him. He was just honored, mentioned honorary fan of Fineart for his engagement. Congratulations to 14 Wellington. Really awesome guy. Saw him at San Diego Comic-Con this past year. And we hung out for a little bit. Chewy's Bandolier, check out his channel too. He's got a lot of good stuff. I believe he's at a expo this weekend. Hopefully you're having fun, Chewy, and definitely appreciate your all your support. Display Lab Collectibles, Kyle was also. I'm waiting for him to get him into the show. Really nice guy, awesome content. Check out his stuff on YouTube. He does great shorts and great. Amazing technical editing he does with his videos, and not only that, but they are very creative too. A lot of versus scenarios and a lot of great lighting with that too. And then the one and only Valkyrie Magnus, Mr. Amazing, who also recently had a birthday. Again, happy belated birthday a couple of days ago. Again to MP Dyson, who had his birthday yesterday. Hope you guys had a great birthday. When is your birthday coming up? Are you? Yeah.
My birthday just passed. It was the 13th of August. You
that's
wished me
right.
happy birthday. Yeah.
That's right. I did. My bad. You're right. You're not. I was like, wait, he did have one. I'm like, because I tried at least, I know for a fact, I have my Facebook group, which is the phase 1, but I'm thinking about switching out the name of it to made associated with Hot Shots Facebook group. But for me, like, it's very hard to engage people there because it's just there's so many other wonderful Facebook groups that we're part of, and some of them are more engaging than the others. And for me, it's like, I guess the best thing I can come up with is just happy birthday to all the collectors, because you want to make sure you never know, people are having bad days, or to have somebody remember their birthday, and it's not that hard. You just look at your Facebook. It tells you what birthdays, and it's nice to at least mention them. If they're in the Facebook group, I always try to make sure I mention their birthdays and at least wish them a happy birthday, because it is, it's nice to feel special once in a while, especially when it's your birthday. So, but again, happy belated birthday! And sorry, I forgot because I've had so many birthdays. I mean, you got Valkyrie, you got you have Austin Nicholas. Shout out to Austin Nicholas. He had also a birthday as well, and then as well as MB Dyson. So it's good to do that, to at least be part of the community and have them engaged for that just a little bit. And I appreciate all the guys that support it. So thanks for obviously. But hopefully soon I'll switch it out to the branding to a Hot Shots Facebook group, and I'll make it a little more kind of engaging in regards to photography and stuff like that. So, but other than that, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. And if you are, again, all your socials will be down in my description below. Follow Darrell, guys. Amazing work. Can't wait to see more and see your channel, your Instagram grow, and maybe someday you have a channel as well. But for now, obviously subscribe to his Instagram. He's got amazing work there. And for me, next week we got Justin's Collectibles coming in. Justin, really awesome dude. And I want to definitely pick his brain in regards to his vast knowledge of figures and expertise and just recommendations, because, the guy is one of the hardest worker, YouTubers in on the industry, that he just puts up videos constantly. And it's honestly the place I usually go to make. I mean, I have my certain people. I go to many different people to make an educated guess on what, regarding to purchasing the figure or not. And he is definitely a great source because of the content, the quality content he does, and also just the broad range of stuff that he does. So shout out to Justin's. Hopefully we can get to have him next week. And again, thanks for being here. If you are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to have a little more in-depth knowledge of photography, for Toyphotography, I do offer the membership services through YouTube. Well, I'll post some tips and tricks, behind the scenes stuff. And also I'm looking closer to be 3,000 subscribers. And once I hit 3,000 subscribers, or maybe perhaps prior before, I'm going to do my very first giveaway. I still don't know what, but once I decide on what, I'll announce it, and hopefully we can get over the benchmark, over 3,000 subscribers. Other than that, I appreciate everyone's support, to all my channel members, and thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. And for you guys out there for watching the replay, thank you very much. And then Ray says, I'll give it to Ray's Collection. Take care, lads. It was a good stream. I appreciate you. And thanks for being here, everyone. All right, take care. Have a good one.
All right, you too.